San Quintín is located about 300 kilometers south of the U.S. border and about 200 kilometers south of Ensenada. The area is made up of at least 12 dormant volcanoes, which helped form the San Quintín Bay. The dormant volcanic fields left behind very fertile soil in the production of growing berries, and the growing conditions here are ideal as the Pacific marine layer coming across keeps a constant temperature. This is the picture flying over Bahia San Quintín at high tide. The grasslands and the waterways fill up with abundant bird life, ecrids, ducks, and all kinds of waterfowl. As you can see, the high aerial view of the landing strip that comes into the end of the point, Campo Lorenzo Air Park. Along with the bay filling in the low tide, you can almost looks like you can walk across it. That'll be in the next video. Looking across, you can see the shiny things at the top. Those are the roofs of grow houses, greeneries, where they're growing the fruits and vegetables. And they're from Ensenada all the way down through this area is a very abundant for growing a lot of your berries, fruits, and vegetables. As we look down over the camp at the end and see the runway, we'll zoom down in and the houses, and we'll show you the one where we stay in. We'll zoom down in. And get an aerial view. We'll take another flyover as we go out over the lake at a little bit lower altitude. As you can see, I don't know if they'll show up, but there's all kinds of ducks. They like to come in. You would think they'd come in and feed on the grass at low tide, but they don't. They do at high tide, as they like to dive down and pick at all the grass underneath. And at a certain time of the year, this bay will have lots of mud sharks in them, as they like to come up into this area in the shallower waters during mating season. And every once in a while, there'll be a pool of them that'll get caught at low tide, where they get caught back in. But surprisingly enough, they'll just splash around in the mud until the tide returns, and then they'll swim back out. You can see the tops of all the volcanoes. Off into the distance, back, a little panning a little bit more. Over there is the town of San Quintín that follows that mountain ridge between there. And as we fly back towards Campo Lorenzo, you'll get to see the water trails that basically will almost dry up during low tide. And it's really fun to kayak up and through here because there's all kinds of herrings and egrets and water birds. There is abundant of little fish, but they're more or less minnows. One that can survive by being trapped in the tide pools as the tide goes out. This is the end point of Campo Lorenzo. And it's built out onto a peninsula. And then all the way around in the back, they have a hiking trail that you can walk on. You can just barely see it in the dark spot that winds around through. It's approximately 3 miles long if you take it and go all the way around the outer borders. It's fun to go kayaking back in here, but you really have to watch the tide chart. Otherwise, you'll end up walking through the mud, dragging your kayak up onto dry land.
Just like the wood shark.
As we fly up the coast a little bit, we'll come up to one of the famous landmarks up here is called the Old Mill, and it's where they have the marina. Well, it's more of just a place to launch your boat. They have a museum, and they actually used to grind grain. Then now it's a restaurant. And as you look straight out, that goes out through the breakwaters that takes you out into the Pacific. This is at high tide. I'll do another drone fly at low tide where we fly over this and it'll look like a golf course. As we zoom back into home camp, you can see the volcanoes in the background. That help form this bay. And we come back into the camp. I'll do a quick flyover of the place that we rent. It's been one of the best days to fly a drone because it's usually always windy here. But as you can see how still the trees are, it's very, very calm day. It's a beautiful day for flying my drone. I'm a little rusty at flying it because I haven't flown it since capturing all the elk on the video at Coleman Lake in Arizona. This is the place that we stay in. It's a fifth wheel trailer, and they build a roof over the top of it. And they have a beautiful garden. The people who were here before planted all kinds of tropical palm trees and grapevines and orchids and herbs and all kinds of cactus. There's our van, and there's our casa. All right, now all I gotta do is see if I can go back over here and land the drone without crashing it. This down here is our fish cleaning station. This is where everybody comes and cleans their catches. And it's a good clear place for me to launch the drone.